Okay. Oh, you want that?
Hello, Facebook. We'll be live, and the Attorney General will be with us shortly.
That's it. Yes, booze. Should have stopped looking at it. That's it.
Are we ready to go? Everyone ready to go? Good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here with you, and especially to be here with my colleagues. I'm joined by Anne Arundel County Police Chief Awad. And
yeah, why don't you come over there? We'll fill it out in the middle of symmetrical. Make it look right for y'all.
Don't get too close to this stuff. It's highly addictive.
Yeah, exactly.
We are announcing today the indictment of 5 individuals, mostly family members, for drug and weapons charges. These individuals ran a very sophisticated drug operation in Baltimore City, Baltimore County, Anne Arundel County. The indicted individuals are 48-year-old Dwayne Booz, 51-year-old Thomas Timothy Booz, both of Baltimore, 47-year-old Maurice Dotson of Severn, 27-year-old Michael Booz, and 31-year-old Thomas William Booz of Glen Burnie. And the multiple charges include participation in a criminal organization, conspiracy to distribute drugs, possession with intent to distribute, and firearm-related counts. Our investigation revealed as early as February 2021 that Dwayne Booz was directing this operation of distributing large amounts of drugs, fentanyl, cocaine, heroin, marijuana, in Baltimore City, Anne Arundel County, Baltimore County. The investigators, who did an outstanding job, found that they were using 2 auto body shops as fronts, one located in Baltimore City, one located in Anne Arundel County, and the detectives observed literally dozens of hand-to-hand transfers of narcotics in exchange for money. We also, based on the investigation of our organized crime unit, along with detectives from the Anne Arundel County Police, obtained court-ordered search and seizure warrants for 20 locations throughout the state. Police seized $70,000 in cash and more than 5 kilograms of fentanyl. I just want to pause here for a minute, because 5 kilograms of fentanyl, 11 pounds of fentanyl is an enormous amount. My understanding is that 1,000 micrograms of fentanyl will kill just about anybody. There are 1 billion micrograms of fentanyl in a kilogram. So you can do the math. It's enough to kill 1 million people per kilogram. We had 5 kilograms that these folks had. They had more than 500 grams of heroin, more than 7 kilograms of cocaine and cocaine base. All these drugs would likely have been distributed around central Maryland, in Baltimore City, Baltimore County, Anne Arundel County. In addition, police located a sophisticated marijuana grow operation that you can see over here. They seized 400 marijuana plants in Baltimore City in the auto body shop. The police also seized 9 firearms in the course of executing the search warrants. The investigation included many partners, and I want to thank particularly the chief of our organized crime unit, Katie Dorian, Assistant Attorneys General Paul Holliday, and Teresa Morse. And I have to pause here again because Teresa Morse has decided to go down a very odd path. Next week, she's going to be a judge. And, you know, it's just a waste of the talent that she has as a prosecutor and as someone who was instrumental in this case and many others, to just sit behind a desk 8 hours a day. But, you know, to each his own. We're very proud of you, Terry. There are a number of detectives from Anne Arundel County's Narcotics and Special Investigations Division that we want to recognize and appreciate. And we appreciate the assistance of the Drug Enforcement Administration, the Maryland State Police, Baltimore City Police Department, the Baltimore County Police Department, the Calvert County Police Department, the Maryland Transportation Authority Police, and of course, the state's attorney for Anne Arundel County, and Colt Lightus. I also want to especially thank Orville Green, who is the Assistant Special Agent in charge of DEA right upstairs. This investigation was a coordinated effort under the Maryland Criminal Intelligence Network, and I want to recognize and thank Martin Hammond, the Deputy Director of the Criminal Justice Programs, and Richard Albin, Director of Public Safety Strategies at the Governor's Office of Crime Prevention, Youth, and Victim Services. We thank you for joining us today. And now, it's my pleasure to turn the mic over to Chief Awad.
Thank you, Mr. Frosh. Good afternoon, everyone. I'll remove my mask. As Mr. Frosh has already shared a very great detail with you with regard to folks' names and respective agencies, I won't belabor those obvious comments. But on behalf of the men and women of the Anne Arundel County Police Department, I extend our thanks to Mr. Frosh and his team within the Office of the Attorney General, the Governor's Office of Crime Prevention, Youth and Victim Services, and our federal and local partners, everyone who was intricately involved in this investigation. They have assisted us with dismantling this criminal enterprise. EMSIN, Maryland Criminal Intelligence Network, funds were vastly instrumental in this investigation, and we're very grateful for our partnership. Dismantling a major drug trafficking organization is a huge undertaking, requiring substantial resources. We're very fortunate to have such great partners in public safety who are equally as committed to keeping our communities as safe as we are, investing in safeguarding families and saving lives, and that's exactly what these investigators did. You heard the quantity of the amount of drugs that we've seized, and millions of lives are impacted here. So we're very grateful for our officers and our partners in their tenacity in furthering this investigation. They've exhausted thousands of hours on this case. They missed birthday celebrations and holidays with their loved ones and extracurricular activities with their children, working this case that expanded into several jurisdictions. And we're extremely proud of them and everyone who assisted in this investigation. Their hard work most certainly paid off. We understand there's no way to quantify what did not happen. We will never know how many lives this investigation and the seizure potentially saved. We can approximate. But we do know that if we saved one life, it was worth it. Unfortunately, there's some who believe that drug-related crimes are victimless. I can assure you that's not the case. Some of us have been personally impacted by the loss of a loved one to drug overdose. I assure you, well, I ask if you feel that way. If you're one of those people who question and you feel that way, just consider this. Officers throughout not just this state, but this entire country deliver overdose death notifications every day. I ask that you put yourself in their shoes and think about how it feels to knock on someone's door, a perfect stranger, and deliver the most horrible news any family member, a loved one, has ever had to receive. Witnessing the reaction of that unsuspecting person as they struggle to comprehend and process the fact that their family just got smaller, that their loved one is no longer here due to an overdose. Witnessing that time and time again is heartbreaking, and many of us cannot fathom how that feels. Once you place yourselves in their shoes for only a moment, tell us if you still believe these crimes, if selling and profiting from this poison is victimless. Oftentimes you'll hear us say, if you see something, say something. This case began with a simple tip from a concerned citizen. These cases take substantial amounts of time to build, and sometimes people become frustrated when they provide a tip and they don't see immediate results. Know that we do investigate your tips, every tip. We ask that you remain patient with us while we investigate, and we implore you to continue to help keep our community safe. We feel better if you over-report than under-report, and your anonymity remains intact, but we need you to help us. To the person who provided us with this tip, your tip demonstrates that you care about people, that you care about your community, and that you trust your police department. Your tip saved countless lives. You made a difference. And for that, on behalf of the men and women of the Anne Arundel County Police Department and all of our public safety partners, we thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Does anybody have any questions?
Well, I got one for the chief. You're on a roll. So let's, this is a big arrest, and people say, it's like turning the lights on, and the roaches will come running around. So tell me how significant, let people understand that this isn't just little street guys, this was really big. And tell me how that will impact the county.
It was a large operation. In fact, we've seen a reduction of the crime in our northern portion of the county as a result of this substantial arrest.
Do you expect, these guys are locked away, so the other guys will step up? I mean, that's always a possibility. What can we do to deter that? And I guess the fact that people might be going away for a long time is a big deterrence as well.
One, continue our partnership with the Maryland EMSN. And two, encourage folks to speak up. Don't be afraid to call us. Again, your anonymity remains intact, but we need you. The community's the eyes and the ears for us. And we'll continue our proactive efforts, throughout the county. But however, we need community members to step up and be part of the solution for us.
I get something, Mr. Frosh. Hey, you talked about the other, the two auto shops. One was in Baltimore City, over there in Baltimore. They had they were growing. Help me understand a little more what was going on in Anne Arundel County, what they were doing at that. And do you know the name of the auto body shop?
Yeah.
I know you know it.
Yes, I know it, and we can tell you what it is. I'm gonna.
I can get that later, but
well, hang on a second. I got it right here. I think these were the exclusive services, and that was on Pratt Street, 1240 West Pratt Street in Baltimore, and Furnace Branch Auto, located at 7264 East Furnace Branch Road in Glen Burnie. Those are the two shops.
okay. Get a little extra with your tire replacement, right?
Yeah.
To help me understand, they were growing in Baltimore here. Help me understand what was going on in Anne Arundel County, what they were doing out of that auto body shop.
I'm going to let the judge designate Morse tell us that.
That'd be great.
One or the other. What do you want to talk about?
What I can say is that at both.
Okay, hold up.
Yep.
One, do you mind taking your mask off so you can pretend you don't have to?
That's no problem.
Okay, and spell your name and title so we have that.
It's Paul Halliday, Halliday, Assistant Attorney General in the Organized Crime Unit.
Okay, yeah, what's going on in Glen Burnie, that auto body shop?
So in the Glen Burnie Auto Shop, we know that drugs were being brought to that location from Baltimore City, and then either being distributed out of that location or being brought to another location to be distributed to middle and lower level purchasers in Anne Arundel County.
That was kind of where they're packing and making it and getting it ready for sale.
That was where we learned that the drugs were being brought into the county to that location.
All right.
Usually from the city, either from the exclusive services shop or from somewhere else.
And you witnessed some hand-to-hand, people were coming there to buy as well, correct?
I can't answer that question right now at the shop itself.
Yeah.
But there was surveillance of the drugs being brought to the location.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Any other questions?
Congratulations, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Let's go this way. Thank you.